Hey guys, welcome to game 18 of the match between Gunsberg and Steinitz. Game 17 was a draw. Steinitz has a 1-point lead with 3 games left in the match. My question to you is, what should black play here? Pause your video, and when you're ready to play a move, unpause it. Alright, so in this position, black has a few choices. Now first of all, you gotta realize black is up a pawn here. So the question is, how should we play this from a technical standpoint? We have this problem. The bishop on c6 is not developed. We need to get our pieces out, and we have to figure out, basically we want to go d6, right? But if we do that right away, he can capture this pawn. So we have to figure out how to resolve the tension between the c pawn and the d pawn. Do we capture on d5, or do we push the pawn? I think one of these two moves is clearly stronger than the other one. The problem with pawn takes pawn is that you do a few things. Now, number one, white has tactical ideas like queen b4. But aside from that, let's say you go pawn takes and then d6. White's rook on c1. It's an active rook. It has an open file. The f rook can come to e1 and have another open file. So all of a sudden there, you've given white a lot of space that you didn't need to give them. And you don't really have anything. I mean, white does have some space for the pawn. I think black is probably better here, for sure. But you're going to see that c5 gives black a much better position. And we also have other problems that if we develop this bishop, like let's say white goes rook e1. Let's say you develop the bishop here. Queen b4 is a bit annoying, because now if the bishop moves, I could think about taking this. There's all of a sudden all kinds of complications you have to think about. And also, by the way, queen b4 is an interesting idea. c5, though, nothing's complicated at all. After the move, knight to e2, d6. Well, first of all, this rook on c1 now has no useful scope. It's not doing anything. There's no useful e-file for the white rook. And secondly, after the game continuation of d6, knight g3, bishop to d8, by the way, bishop c7 might have been stronger, just to stop e5 ideas. But after e5, b5, queen a3, c4, we start to realize why c4 is important. Just because you're up a pawn doesn't mean you need to just start consolidating and forgetting about your own active play. Now all of a sudden black has a strong passed pawn on the c file. Instead of white having an open file, black has that strong passed pawn. And because of this passed pawn, Steinitz ended up winning this game using these pawns on the queen side. The game was sloppy. Admittedly, Steinitz's technique was not perfect. Like it went something like this, and after b4, black is up 2 pawns and should win relatively easily, but he made a few mistakes. However, he still won the game. So I think these kind of pawn structure decisions, for a very experienced master level player, they should be kind of intuitive. But for newer players, these things shouldn't be taken for granted. And c5 is better for the reasons I mentioned. It doesn't allow the white rook on c1 to have any use, whereas pawn takes pawn does. And you don't have this potential plan of d6, b5, and c4. So with this win, Steinitz is up by 2 games, with 2 games left in the match, and the next game was a draw, thereby making Steinitz the winner of the match. So I'm not going to go over that game because it was pretty boring. Steinitz just played for a draw and got it. But that concludes our coverage of the 3rd World Championship match, which was between Steinitz and Gunsberg. And tomorrow we will start on another match. And it will actually be a rematch between Chigorin and Steinitz. So Chigorin's going to get another shot at this. And we're going to see if he can do a little better this time. And all you chess historians already know the answer. But I'm going to tell you, this match is kind of funny for a lot of reasons. And you'll see if you follow the next few weeks. Thanks, guys, for watching. See you later. Bye-bye.